Having diabetes has meant making many changes in your life, changes that can help to prolong your life. And since you also have kidney failure, it is even more important that you follow the instructions given to you by your health providers. This can make the difference between staying relatively healthy or developing even further complications. Because you have already developed kidney failure as a result of diabetes, it is more likely that you have or will develop other health problems also related to diabetes. These may include loss of vision, high blood pressure, heart and blood vessel disease, neuropathy, and foot infections. Although these conditions cannot be cured, you can do a lot to control them and prevent them from getting worse. By following a well-planned routine of self-care, you can live a full life and prevent further health problems from developing. Most of the things you need to do to take care of yourself are things you must be responsible for on a day-to-day basis. These include testing your blood sugar, choosing your food carefully, and eating on time, limiting how much you drink, and generally paying attention to the signals your body is giving you if it just doesn't feel right. One of the most important things you can do to take care of yourself is to check your feet every day for signs of trouble. Since diabetes increases the chances of developing infections in your feet, detecting little problems and having them treated early can prevent big problems. This video will help to teach you the why and how of taking care of your feet. We will look at three things. Why do foot problems develop so easily when one has diabetes? How should you take care of your feet to prevent foot problems? And what should you do when problems do arise? Why do foot problems develop so easily? And why is it so important to be checking your feet? Because people with diabetes are very much more likely to develop infections in their feet. And this is even more likely when one has also experienced loss of kidney function. Why? Diabetes, especially after one has had it for a number of years, can affect two very important systems in the body: the nervous system, which carries nervous signals around the body, and the circulatory system, mainly the blood vessels, which carry blood around the body. And when these two systems are damaged, the legs and feet are affected. How? Let's look at the nervous system first. Your nerves carry nervous signals to and from your brain and spinal cord. The nerves are very sensitive to high blood sugar levels and can be damaged if your blood sugar has been high for long periods of time. This can result in a condition called neuropathy, which can affect many parts of the body. The most commonly affected parts are the feet and legs. Neuropathy may produce many symptoms, particularly in the feet. A person may experience aching, pain, tingling, burning, pins and needles or crawling sensations, numbness, or lack of feeling. These symptoms may be worse at night and interfere with sleep. This condition can be further aggravated by kidney failure. Some people experience an improvement in neuropathy with better control of their blood sugars. The big problem with neuropathy is that if you hurt your foot, for example by stubbing your toe or stepping on a tack, or developing a blister, you may not be able to feel it. And if it goes unchecked, a little sore can quickly turn into a very big ulcer. That's why it's important to check over your feet thoroughly every day to detect any sores or injuries that you may not have felt. The circulatory system is also affected by diabetes and kidney disease. Blood vessels, arteries, and veins carry blood around your body. Blood carries nutrients from the food you eat, energy and oxygen to all the parts of your body, and carries away wastes. Diabetes can cause the blood vessels to harden and thicken. Both the large blood vessels that come from your heart and the tiny blood vessels in your feet and hands may be affected. When the small blood vessels in your legs and feet are affected, it will result in poor blood flow to the legs and feet. This means that the blood cannot get nutrients, energy, and oxygen to these areas as well as it should, and it makes it harder for infections in your feet and legs to heal. Kidney failure can make this worse, particularly when it raises your blood pressure. If you also have high levels of cholesterol or triglycerides in your blood, this will cause more plaque to build up in the arteries. In addition, using tobacco in any form can make this even worse, because tobacco will cause the blood vessels to thicken and harden. How can you tell if you have a problem with the blood flow to your feet? You may experience cold feet, night pain, pain with walking that stops when you rest, red or purple color in the feet, slow healing of cuts or sores, shiny appearance of skin, loss of hair on foot or toes, thickened toenails, foot infection. All of this means that it is harder for sores and cuts and other injuries to your feet to heal, and it is more likely that little infections will become big infections, resulting in gangrene, which can lead to amputation. About half of all amputations of the foot or leg are in people with diabetes. But most of these can be prevented with good foot care. You can avoid most major foot problems by checking your feet daily and catching the little problems before they get worse. How should you care for your feet? By following these simple steps, you can prevent foot problems. Keep feet clean. Wash them daily with warm water and a gentle soap. Dry by patting or blotting the feet, making sure to dry between the toes. Do not rub your feet too hard. Keep feet soft. Apply a good cream such as Nivea or Eucerin to the feet, but not between the toes. The area between the toes should be kept dry to prevent the growth of fungus. Keep toenails trimmed and healthy. If you have lost feeling in your feet or cannot see well enough to cut your nails, have a family member do it. You may also ask your podiatrist to cut them, especially if they are very hard or thickened. You may file down any sharp edges with an emery board, but not with a metal nail file, which can cut the skin. Inspect your feet every day. Check your ankles and legs as well as your foot. Examine your toes and between the toes. Check your toenails. Look at the bottoms of your feet. Use a mirror if you can't bend over or see the bottom of your foot. What are you looking for? Color changes, especially purple, red, brown, or black patches, swelling, changes in feeling or sensation, hot spots or other changes in temperature. Dry peeling skin, ingrown toenails, cracks or sores, oozing or bad odor. If you cannot see your feet well enough to check for these things, have someone else do it for you, a spouse, adult family member, home health worker. Have sores or injuries treated immediately.
Hello, doctor. I have a problem with my foot. It is infected toe, I believe, but I sure would like for you to see it.
Treat your feet kindly. Never go barefoot. Even in the house, wear slippers with a gripping sole. Wear clean socks daily. Check your socks for holes. Do not wear socks with holes or with darning. It's best to use white or color-fast socks made of cotton, wool, or a synthetic like polypropylene that absorbs moisture. Do not wear socks that bind your legs. Check your shoes every time you put them on. Look for worn or damaged spots that might rub against your foot. Check for foreign objects in the shoes or sharp objects stuck in the soles. If you have lost feeling in your feet, you may not be able to feel these. Wear shoes that fit and give you good support. Lace-up shoes are best. Have your feet measured every time you buy new shoes. Do not wear sandals or shoes with open toes. Do not wear high-heeled shoes or shoes with thin soles or no arch support. Do not soak your feet unless instructed by your doctor to do so. Soaking can dry out your feet and make them crack more easily, and can make open sores worse. Do not use heating pads or hot water bottles on your feet. If you have lost feeling in your feet, you could burn them. If your feet are cold, wear socks to bed. Do not use over-the-counter treatments for corns, calluses, warts, or ingrown toenails. These products contain acids which can damage the skin on your feet. Read the label for warnings for people with diabetes. Do not use tobacco in any form, as it will make any problem with blood flow to your feet worse. Exercise your feet and legs, even if you can only do seated exercises. Ask your doctor about what exercise is right for you. Finally, take good care of your diabetes and kidney disease, following your doctor's instructions. Following your individualized care plan and keeping your blood sugar in the recommended range will help prevent problems from ever arising. What should you do if foot problems do arise? If you discover a change in your feet, even if you feel no pain, call or visit your doctor or podiatrist. Have sores or injuries treated immediately. With diabetes and kidney failure, they can easily develop into infections. Don't wait. Remember, the best way to avoid big problems with your feet is to take care of the little problems fast. Take care of your feet, and they'll take you where you want to go.
Wiggle, wiggle, wake up toes. Wiggle, 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 wake up toes. Wiggle, 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 wake up toes. Wiggle, 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 wake up toes. Wiggle, 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 wake up toes. Wake up toes. Wiggle, 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 wake up toes. Wiggle, 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 wake up toes. Wiggle, 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 wake up toes.